Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Aquarius for the month of July. Now Aquarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform. So do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here for you, Aquarius. Now I am using the Gilded Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to purchase them for yourself. I'd also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. Especially if you are a regular viewer of my content, please do hit the subscribe button. It helps a lot. All right. Make sure everything's set up and in view here. Let's also take 3 of these Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. And all right. Energy on the bottom. You have the Ace of Swords. So really nice to find the Ace of Swords in a tarot reading. Ace of Swords is about a new beginning in your life, but this can be around finding new ways to communicate. This is typically around communication, right? But generally, the Ace of Swords is about breakthroughs, okay? You can see the clouds in the background. Presumably this talks about the clouds clearing, making way for a new start. It's also a card of victory, success, triumph. And, you know, the Ace of Swords can also say that there's maybe a little bit of divine intervention happening, or like divine foresight, divine insight, kind of something, as you see the symbolism of the clouds here, right? Something kind of coming in outside of yourself, kind of that maybe even surprises you, right? Some type of new solution or victory that surprises you. It's maybe even clarity as well, clarity of communication, clarity of thoughts. Very nice to find here. So I do think, well, first and foremost, you have the Magician. The Magician's been coming in for almost everybody here in this monthly, career and finance reading. So I'll talk about what I think is going on there. But, I think that some of you have maybe there's been a little bit of a slump here that you've maybe been experiencing, and I think some of you are figuring out how to work through that problem. There could be just like the right solution at the right time that helps you through that situation. In the overall situation, you have the Moon card. So the Moon is potentially, it's this idea of like the waters being a little bit murky in your life, okay? And what I mean by that is maybe there's something that is unclear. Remember, we talked about clarity here coming forward with the Ace of Swords. There's definitely clarity of purpose and clarity in general here in the future. But right now it seems like maybe you're having a hard time connecting with that, with the Moon. The Moon can say there's something that is not as it appears. It can say also that maybe it's best to trust your gut at this time. You might not be able to come to a conclusion using just your logic mind, but instead use your feeling, your intuitive mind, to help you come to a solution, or to come to to create a solution to a problem here. Be careful of emotionally charged situations with the Moon. And I do feel like that for sure. What I love is you have this middle column, looks very good. Like things are sort of picking up, things are clearing for you. That's what I feel like. If I were to just sort of wrap this reading up, sort of the first couple cards here is something about something clearing in your life, like something that is now clear. There's clarity here. And I'll talk about it some more, but it is significant that you have number 18, the Moon, number 19, the Sun next to each other for sure. Now, in the past, you have the Four of Swords, you have the Magician, and you have the Five of Pentacles. So the Four of Swords here, this is a card of healing. This is a card of kind of resting, recovering from a situation. This person is actually healing from heartbreak. You can see the Three of Swords card on the banner above them. Three of Swords talks about heartbreak, talks about challenge. And this person is successfully learning the lesson and healing from the lesson of the heartbreak. in general. Again, I do feel like there's been something here in the past that like maybe something didn't like go right in the past, but you were able to make the best of a less than great situation. Primarily because you have this Five of Swords showing up here, or sorry, the Five of Pentacles showing up here. Five of Pentacles can be this energy of like being left out in the cold, feeling unworthy or feeling less than, or feeling like you don't have enough, or whatever the case may be, right? With the Five of Pentacles, it can talk about loss, but this has happened in the past. And this is maybe just an important reminder to say that the past doesn't exist because the past has already happened. And so you can't spend, you can spend time in the past, but spending time in the past is not going to be the best way forward many times. In fact, the best way forward is stay in the present moment. And, with this Five of Pentacles showing up in the past, there may have been some financial hardships. There may have been something that maybe just didn't turn out well for you. But it looks like you've been thinking about, how can I heal those experiences? How can I heal the experiences of the past with the Four of Swords on your mind? This upper row is the row of your thoughts. This lower row is the row of your subconscious. There's been something here at the subconscious level that's been a little bit troubling. And I think you're becoming made aware of that. You have the Magician as well, which is, like I said, coming in for everybody here in this month. The Magician is a card of alchemy. It is kind of having all of the tools in the palm of your hand and using those tools to create something amazing for yourself. It is a major, 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 major card of manifestation. And I think the solution to manifesting something big here is learning this lesson of the Five of Pentacles for you, which is recognizing that first, it's important that you talk to yourself in an abundant way instead of talking to yourself in a scarcity way. And then second, I think some of you also are understanding that through challenges, we become stronger. And I think that's kind of how you're kind of using those lessons to help manifest and alchemize something for you. In the current situation, you have the Eight of Cups, you have the Moon, and you have the Ten of Wands. So a bit of a challenge here, but you're making the best of it. So the Moon I've talked about here is about something that's just not totally clear and in the open right now. It's kind of like a subtlety type of energy. And you have this with the Ten of Wands. There is a burden here in the subconscious level, okay? The Ten of Wands is a burden. It is something that it's like you're carrying the weight of the world on your back or on your shoulder here. And the Ten of Wands really is sort of about like, it's like, so it's a burden, it's a struggle, but it also is knowledge and it also is experience. You can see that they are holding these 10 wands, and each one of these 10 wands represents experience earned or knowledge gained along the way. And so you have learned something through the burden. You have learned something through the struggle. And you can now take that knowledge to move forward for yourself. The other thing with the Ten of Wands is that I always like to say is, the universe chose you to carry this burden for a reason, and it's because you can see it through to the end. And actually any 10 in the tarot is a completion. It is a cycle closing out. It is something that you're seeing to the end. And so if anything, I feel like there's like a real kind of down to earth kind of grounding type of message here for many of you. And there's like it's like lessons learned type of message here. And also clarity, as I've talked about, coming forward, and much welcome clarity in the future. But here's the thing, you also have this Eight of Cups. So we've talked about how there might have been a painful message here in the past, or a painful lesson in the past. Well, you're now ready to walk away. And this is on your mind. The Eight of Cups is this person's walking towards their dreams. This person's walking towards their wish, which is the Nine of Cups. But they have to first let go of these attachments. They have to let go of the spilled, broken, empty cups of the past so that they can get on their right path. And so I love the Eight of Cups. It's about walking away from what no longer works, because, let's be real, Aquarius, who wants to stay in a situation that no longer works, right? Now, in the future, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Sun, and you have the Five of Cups. So Pretty incredible here. Again, just this, so the subconscious, just so you're aware here, the subconscious is where you go when you dream. If you're a person who remembers your dreams, that's like the subconscious mind in one part. In some part, it's the subconscious mind sort of rendering something out for you. And you could also say that this lower row is the way that you talk to yourself. And there's been some troubling energy here in the way that you talk to yourself. The Five of Cups is somebody who's disappointed. And it's almost like what I feel like saying to you, Aquarius, is to take it easy on yourself. Some of you have to forgive yourself here. And know that there are always good times ahead, which is really the key message of the Five of Cups. You can see that there are two cups behind this person, upright and overflowing, and they just can't see it yet. And so you will see it though in the future here, because you have a very good combination of the Sun and the Knight of Wands. The Sun is expression. It is something being out in the open. It is success. It is happiness. It is victory. It's the best card to find in the tarot. It highlights all of the good aspects of cards around it and negates all of the negative aspects of cards around it. And so you won't be in this period of disappointment for too long, Aquarius, with the Sun in the same column above it. You also have the Knight of Wands, which is potentially a move or some travel showing up for you in the future, but it can also be you recognizing that you are a maverick. You have so many skills, so many skills in your toolkit, right? You have a lot of skills in your repertoire. That was the word I was looking for. Couldn't get it out. Your repertoire, and you know, you have a lot to bring to the table. It's a major card of being a Swiss Army knife, and so yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Okay, so you have the Privileged Lady. Isn't this interesting? You have the Privileged Lady, you have Mature Man, and Mature Woman. Was not expecting that. Well, all three cards are people cards. This is maybe your parents or your family, or yeah, family energy here. Maybe there's like siblings even showing up here or something along those lines. It's almost like some of you are maybe creating some separation or distance from family at this time. I think maybe some of you, I said this in another reading, it's possible that some of you have had to disappoint people in your life in order to pursue something that you feel very strongly about. And sometimes we do have to disappoint the people we love. And, sometimes we have to, right? And as long as it's in pursuit of something that is much better for you, there are times where we need to put ourselves first. And I think maybe this is what's going on here with these three cards showing up here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have. You have the Three of Cups. Let me talk about what that means. You have the Page of Wands. You have the Emperor. You have the Six of Wands, Hierophant, and the Star. So you are going to be so happy here in the future for yourself, Aquarius. No question in my mind. You're going to be so happy about what is coming in for you. The Three of Cups refers to, in this case, your network. Because remember, we're looking at the career and financial situation here. And, you know, this has been the one reading that I've done for these career and financial messages that has not been like total career and financial. And I don't know why that is the case for you, Aquarius, but it seems like that you have been in a situation here where other people have just been, like, maybe you've been putting other people ahead of you, or you've been putting other people on a pedestal, or you've been putting other people in front of you with these three people cards in the Kipper, which again is very rare, and the Three of Cups. Not only that, but you also have the Emperor. Okay, the Emperor is the father archetype. Maybe it's some of you want to do like something for your career or for your business or something along those lines, and maybe like your parents just don't understand, or you know, maybe somebody in your family just doesn't understand. And this could be what this is about, because I've been trying to connect it to career and finance, but I just have to say what's coming forward. You could also be connecting. You could also be maybe there is something about you disappointing people, and then also on top of that, just taking it easy on yourself and realizing that sometimes we do disappoint people. You could also be disappointing people that you work with in that you may be going somewhere else. You might be walking away because you have the Eight of Cups and the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about maybe taking a job offer. It's a big card of a job offer in the tarot. And then you have the Six of Wands, which is victory, and you have the Star, which brings us all together. The Star is your wish being granted, especially as you have the Eight of Cups. Again, you walking in the direction of your wish. And I definitely like to see this for you. It's an interesting message. You have the Magician twice. You are definitely manifesting this wish in here. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.